My name is Matilda, and I've spent most of my life in a foster home. It wasn't the worst place in the world, but it wasn't where I wanted to be. I craved a family, a real family, one that would love and care for me, and I had to believe that such a family existed. The world seemed so big, and I felt so small and insignificant in it, but I held on to the hope that one day, I would find my place in it. When I first came to the foster home, I was just 7 years old. I remember the day vividly. My social worker, Mrs. Green, held my hand as we walked up the steps to the large, imposing building. She tried to reassure me with her kind eyes and gentle words, but I was scared. The home was filled with other children, all of them looking just as lost and uncertain as I felt. The caregivers were kind enough, but they had so many children to look after that it was impossible to get the individual attention I needed. I tried to make friends, but it was difficult. Everyone had their own pain, their own story, and trust was hard to come by. I spent many nights lying awake, staring at the ceiling, wishing for a family to call my own. One night, when I was about 10 years old, I couldn't sleep. I was feeling particularly lonely and hopeless, so I snuck out of bed and tiptoed down the hall to the small library we had. It was more of a reading room with a few shelves of books, but it was my favorite place in the home. I found a book on the shelf that I hadn't seen before. It was an old, worn-out copy of a book by Neville Goddard. I had no idea who he was, but something about the book drew me in. I curled up in a corner and began to read. The book talked about the power of the mind, about how we can shape our reality through our thoughts and beliefs. At first, I thought it was just a fairy tale, something too good to be true. But as I read on, I felt a spark of hope. The idea that I could imagine my way into a better life was incredibly appealing. I decided then and there that I would give it a try. What did I have to lose? Every night, before I went to sleep, I would close my eyes and imagine the family I wanted. I pictured a warm, loving home with a mom and dad who cared about me. I imagined siblings to play with, a dog to run around with in the yard, and a cozy room of my own. I would imagine every detail, from the color of the walls to the sound of laughter filling the house. I would let myself feel the joy and love as if it were already real. I kept this up for months, and while nothing changed immediately, I started to notice a shift in my own attitude. I felt more hopeful, more positive. I began to believe that my dreams could come true. I started talking to Mrs. Green about my hopes for adoption, and she was very supportive. She told me that it was important to keep believing and to stay positive. One day, when I was 11, Mrs. Green came to visit me at the foster home. She had a smile on her face that told me something good was about to happen. She sat me down and told me that a family was interested in meeting me. My heart leaped with joy and fear all at once. I wanted so badly for this to be the family I had been imagining, but I was also terrified of being disappointed. The next week, I met the Johnsons. They were everything I had dreamed of and more. Mr. Johnson was a tall, kind man with a warm smile. Mrs. Johnson was beautiful and had a gentle, nurturing presence. They had 2 children, a boy named Timmy who was 8, and a girl named Sarah who was 6. They also had a golden retriever named Max, who immediately took a liking to me. We spent the day together, and it felt like a dream. We went to the park, had a picnic, and played games. The Johnsons were so kind and welcoming. They made me feel like I belonged. At the end of the day, Mrs. Johnson gave me a hug and told me that they would love to have me as part of their family. Tears filled my eyes as I hugged her back. My dreams were coming true. The next few weeks were a whirlwind of excitement and nervousness. There were meetings and paperwork to fill out, but I didn't mind. I was just so happy that my dream was becoming a reality. The day I moved in with the Johnsons was one of the happiest days of my life. They had decorated my room just the way I had imagined it, with soft pink walls and a bed covered in fluffy pillows. There was even a shelf for my books and a desk where I could do my homework. Living with the Johnsons was everything I had hoped for and more. They were kind, loving, and supportive. They encouraged me to pursue my interests and helped me with my schoolwork. Timmy and Sarah quickly became my best friends. We did everything together, from playing in the yard with Max to building forts in the living room. For the first time in my life, I felt like I truly belonged. But it wasn't always easy. There were times when I struggled with feelings of insecurity and fear. I worried that I wasn't good enough, or that they might change their minds about adopting me. But every time those fears crept in, I would remind myself of Neville Goddard's teachings. I would close my eyes and imagine the love and happiness I felt in my new home. I would let myself feel those emotions deeply, and slowly, my fears would fade away. One day, about a year after I had moved in with the Johnsons, we had a family meeting. Mr. and Mrs. Johnson sat us down and told us that they had something important to share. They told us that they had finalized the adoption papers, and that I was now officially a part of their family. I burst into tears of joy and hugged them tightly. It was the happiest moment of my life. As the years went by, I continued to use the power of manifestation to create the life I wanted. I excelled in school, made wonderful friends, and pursued my passion for writing. The Johnsons were always there to support and encourage me. They believed in me, and their love gave me the strength to believe in myself. Looking back on my journey, I am filled with gratitude. I am grateful for the foster home that took me in when I had nowhere else to go. I am grateful for Mrs. Green, who supported and encouraged me. I am grateful for Neville Goddard's teachings, which gave me the tools to shape my reality. And most of all, I am grateful for the Johnsons, who gave me the family I had always dreamed of. My story is a testament to the power of belief, and the incredible impact that positive thinking and visualization can have on our lives. It's a reminder that no matter how difficult our circumstances may be, we have the power to create a better future for ourselves. All it takes is a little faith, a lot of love, and the courage to dream big. Even now, as I write this, I continue to use the principles of manifestation in my life. I set goals, visualize my success, and take steps to make my dreams a reality. I know that the journey is never truly over, and that there will always be new challenges and opportunities ahead. But with the love and support of my family, and the power of positive thinking, I am confident that I can overcome anything that comes my way. I hope that my story can inspire others to believe in themselves and their dreams. No matter where you are in life or what challenges you face, remember that you have the power to create the life you want. It may not be easy and it may take time, but with faith, love, and determination, anything is possible. As I look to the future, I am filled with hope and excitement. I know that there are endless possibilities waiting for me, and I am ready to embrace them. I am grateful for the journey that has brought me to this point, and I am excited to see where it will take me next. With the power of manifestation and the support of my wonderful family, I know that anything is possible. And I am ready to live my dreams. Years have passed since that transformative day, and my life continues to be a testament to the power of belief and manifestation. I've grown up in a loving, supportive environment that has allowed me to flourish in ways I never thought possible. As a teenager, I found my passion for writing blossoming into something more profound. Encouraged by my family, I started writing short stories and essays, entering them into competitions, and sharing them with my school's literary club. Each time I put pen to paper, I felt a sense of purpose and fulfillment. It was as if the stories I wrote were a part of me, a way to express my deepest thoughts and emotions. My family was my biggest cheerleader. Mr. Johnson, who I now called Dad, would read every story I wrote and give me thoughtful feedback. Mrs. Johnson, my mom, would always find a way to celebrate my smallest achievements, whether it was baking my favorite cookies or organizing a family reading night where everyone would listen to my stories. Timmy and Sarah, my siblings, were my first fans, always eager to hear what new adventures I had penned. I carried Neville Goddard's teachings with me everywhere I went. Whenever I faced challenges or doubts, I would take a moment to close my eyes and visualize my desired outcome. I imagined myself as a successful writer, my books lining the shelves of bookstores, readers eagerly awaiting my next publication. This practice helped me stay focused and motivated, even during the tough times. High school was a significant period of growth for me. I joined the school's newspaper and quickly became the lead writer. I poured my heart and soul into every article, finding joy in sharing stories that mattered to my peers. I wrote about everything from school events to personal experiences, always aiming to inspire and uplift my readers. My senior year was a whirlwind of activity. Between schoolwork, my responsibilities with the newspaper, and applying to colleges, I barely had a moment to breathe. But through it all, I held on to my dream of becoming a published author. I continued to visualize my success and worked tirelessly to make it a reality. Graduation day was a milestone I will never forget. As I walked across the stage to receive my diploma, I felt a surge of pride and gratitude. I looked out into the audience and saw my family cheering me on, their faces beaming with pride. It was a moment of triumph, a testament to how far I had come, and how much I had accomplished. The summer after graduation was a time of anticipation and excitement. I had been accepted into a prestigious university, with a renowned creative writing program. It was a dream come true, and I couldn't wait to start the next chapter of my life. My family threw a celebratory party, inviting friends and neighbors to join in the festivities. It was a joyous occasion, filled with laughter, love, and the promise of new beginnings. University life was everything I had hoped for and more. I immersed myself in my studies, soaking up knowledge and honing my craft. I surrounded myself with like-minded individuals who shared my passion for writing, and together, we pushed each other to new heights. I continued to visualize my success, using the techniques I had learned to stay focused and motivated. During my sophomore year, I decided to submit one of my short stories to a national writing competition. It was a story that had been close to my heart, inspired by my journey from the foster home to finding my forever family. I poured my soul into every word, hoping to touch the hearts of those who read it. Weeks went by, and I almost forgot about the submission in the midst of my busy schedule. Then, one afternoon, I received an email that would change my life. My story had won first place in the competition. I was ecstatic, overjoyed, and incredibly grateful. The prize included a publishing contract for a collection of short stories, a dream I had harbored for as long as I could remember. The following months were a whirlwind of excitement and hard work. I worked closely with an editor to refine my stories, making sure each one was polished and perfect. My family was by my side every step of the way, offering their unwavering support and encouragement. It was a labor of love, and I poured everything I had into creating a collection that I could be proud of. The day my book was published was a moment of pure joy. I held the first copy in my hands, feeling the weight of my dreams made tangible. It was a beautiful collection, each story a piece of my heart and soul. My family and friends gathered for a small celebration, and as I signed copies for them, I felt an overwhelming sense of gratitude and accomplishment. My journey from a lonely foster child to a published author was a testament to the power of belief and the incredible impact of positive thinking and manifestation. I had learned that with faith, determination, and the support of loved ones, anything was possible. I had created the life I had always dreamed of, and I knew that this was just the beginning. As I continue to write and share my stories with the world, I hold on to the lessons I've learned along the way. I remain committed to using the power of my mind to shape my reality, always focusing on the positive and believing in my ability to achieve my goals. I know that challenges will come, but I am confident in my ability to overcome them, guided by the love and support of my family and the principles that have brought me this far. My story is one of hope, resilience, and the incredible power of belief. It is a reminder that no matter where you start, you have the power to create the life you desire. All it takes is a little faith, a lot of love, and the courage to dream big. And as I look to the future, I am excited about the endless possibilities that await me, knowing that with the power of manifestation, anything is possible.